Welcome to Make Your Mark podcast, where guests share their experiences, insights, and tactics to help you accelerate your business. So building, scaling, and monetizing your business is made easier. And I will be your host, Kay Suthar. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Make Your Mark podcast. I'm your host, Kay Suthar, and oh my goodness, do I have a treat for all of you. So today, our guest's name is Mickey Anderson. She is absolutely phenomenal in what she does. She helps businesses grow and scale exponentially. Did I even say that right? Oh my goodness, why do I say long words when I can't say them? Anyway, guys, she is absolutely amazing. Now, she's helped people grow, and she actually helps people put a marketing strategy in place. You know, every business out there is different. Every business, you're going to be at different stages. So it's so critical that you don't necessarily have to follow the masses, but you've got to follow a strategy that's right for you. And today, this is exactly what Mickey's going to be talking about. In fact, she's had over 10 years of experience and was a campaign strategist and a conversion copywriter. Oh my goodness, guys, if you don't know the extent that copywriter can do for your business and how it can grow, well, Mickey is the person for you. And today we're going to be talking about all the good stuff, getting leads in, how to make your mark in the world and do it the right way. Please welcome on stage, Mickey Anderson. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm pumped.
Me too. Now, before we get into the whole nitty-gritty of business and marketing, I would love for you to share with our listeners today a little bit about your background, what you are doing, how you got to this point in your business.
You know, it's a funny story. It's a long-winded story, so I'll try and do it as short and concisely as possible. But like many people, it took me a while to find my stride, to figure out what worked best for me. I'm a military wife and a mom, and I ran a marketing agency with a large staff and lots of ongoing projects, and it just was draining. My husband is gone most of the time. He's in the military, so 300 days a year he can be gone. And as a mom and a business owner, that's a lot on your plate. And I just found I hit burnout really hard and I needed a change. So I took the unconventional road, shut down the agency, and moved into a new business model where I work as a solo consultant for businesses. And let me tell you, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made for myself personally. Instead of chasing that kind of arbitrary goal of success, I made my own and found something that worked really well for me. And right now I work with small and micro business owners, as well as medium and large enterprises. My background is as a conversion copywriter and campaign strategist. So large marketing campaigns, ads, emails, the whole shebang. I would come up with the strategy and then write it all and send it out, and use that experience now with small and micro business owners to help them increase revenue, because that's really the whole point of marketing, which I think gets lost all the time.
Yeah, totally. And I like the fact that you've come from a very different background and decided that, you know what, no, this is the route you want to go down, which tells me that it was just a matter of changing your habits, changing, up your skills and learning. And so you are that go-getter. You are that, I guess, inspiration that anyone can do this as long as you put your head down and get on with it.
You know, it's funny. I used to really think that busy was good. You know, there's the saying booked and busy, which everyone assumes is good. And people used to tell me, oh, you're just so busy. And I would take it as a compliment. But what I found was the busier I was, the less money I was making, the less happy I was, the less balance I felt. And so I decided to kind of give up busy. And I think that's something that so many business owners need to do. And it absolutely is a habit of choosing the most important thing instead of the most convenient thing on your to-do list.
Right. And I guess, even I've heard people say, like, you just need to make those sales, go get those sales, get leads in and get those sales. But at the same time, there's so many people out there that are scared of selling, right? They're scared of putting themselves out there, getting it wrong. But
Yeah.
as you know, you got to get it wrong a few times before you're going to get it right. You know?
That's it. That's it. And, you know, the great thing about marketing, the thing that I love most about marketing is we have kind of a different perspective on failure, because everything is truly a test.
Right.
And so instead of looking at it as a pass fail, a sale, or a fail, instead it's a test. It's what worked, what didn't work. What can I learn moving forward? And how can I leverage that information to do better next time? And that's what we need to do in every area of business, not just sales.
Right, exactly. And the thing is, I guess you need to make sure you have the marketing in place in order to make those sales. It's so crucial. And the thing is, marketing is such a wide subject. It's huge, right? And I think this is where people are like getting confused. So I need to do social media, then I need to be on every single platform. I need to be doing podcasts, and I need to be doing X, Y, and Z and networking, and it can get so overwhelming. Now, this is where you come in. This is what you specialize in, and really narrowing down as to what individuals in their business, depending where they're at, should be doing right now.
Yeah, marketing is often thought of the tactics.
Mm,
It's the social media, it's the email, it's the paid ads, but those aren't marketing. Those are just tactics we use. And I think for business owners in particular, we need to take a step back.
mm,
Before you're deciding what channels to market on, we need to determine what the point of your marketing is.
right.
And the way that I personally like to look at marketing is it's how we're moving customers through that customer journey. You may have heard that term before. It's the steps that your ideal prospects are taking from the very beginning when they become aware of your business, all the way to becoming those loyal, raving fans who keep coming back and keep buying. And your marketing is how you're moving people through that. And all it is communication. If you get to a place where someone comes to the point of sale, they don't know enough about you, you feel like you're being pushy because you're trying to push a sale on someone who's not prepared, likely you've tried to skip steps in that customer journey. And that's where your marketing has failed. Your goal of marketing is to set yourself up for the ideal sales conversation, where the person shows up to the point of sale and they both want and need what you have to offer. And that happens when you diligently work those people through every step of that customer journey.
Oh, that's fantastic. You see, now what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm hearing you got to really look at what the end goal is to determine what those steps beforehand look like.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of people get really excited about finding new leads,
Mm.
about getting eyes on your business, right? Awareness is the most fun place to start, but it's the last place we need to look out in terms of your marketing. We want to reverse engineer the process. If
Mm.
you can start from the point of sale and backtrack, how did the sale go? What made them buy? What didn't make them buy? How did we get them to the point of sale? How did they become aware of our business? Each step will inform the next, and you'll make better decisions about what to do in each of those stages if you do it in reverse order. And so typically when it comes to most business owners, the first place I say to look in terms of your marketing is the point of sale. Are you maximizing revenue? Are you giving the right message at the point of sale? Do you have upsells available? Do you have cross sells available? What does that process look like? How can we create that moment at the point of sale where they both need and want what you have to offer?
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my goodness. There now you see, I guess this is where you help people, because thinking about all those things can
Mhm.
also get overwhelming, right? And
Yes.
you come in and say, no, 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 don't think about X, Y, and Z. We need to think about A and B first before we get to X, Y, and Z, right? Now, I'm
Yes.
curious, Mickey. What would you say in your experience, and you've had like thousands of clients and businesses that you've helped, what are the most common mistakes that people seem to make when building a business and trying to put a marketing strategy in place?
The biggest mistake I see, there's two of them. The first one is trying to do everything and do it all at once. Let me tell you, there is no faster route to failure, burnout, overwhelm, and mediocre marketing than there is trying to do everything all at once.
Mm.
We as humans only have so much capacity, and we just need to honor that. Where's the best bang for your buck? Do that and do it exceptionally well.
I like that because something that I hear, and you probably hear this as well, when people are first starting out, especially, they're wearing all the hats in their business, they don't have time to do the social media and the networking and, do the admin and X, Y, and Z and all, everything else that comes with it. And so, how do you break that down for people?
It's a really cool process that I learned, and I won't take credit for coming up with it because I didn't. One of my, zone of genius superpowers is just doing the things when I learn them instead of just taking the knowledge. I act on them, and so this is something that I learned from Ryan Deiss from Digital Marketer, but I know that it's come from places before him, and it's called the ICE method, ICE. And when you're looking at a lot of opportunities or options in front of you, deciding the best one to invest in can be really tricky. We get emotionally attached to our own marketing. It is very hard to make those decisions, and we don't want to fail or make the wrong decision. And so the ICE method is a way of scoring all of those options to choose the right one for you. And it's really simple. I love it. So, for example, if we're looking at a podcast, is the podcast the opportunity for you? Is it the focus? Let's score it. ICE, ICE. I is for impact. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being no impact whatsoever. If anything, it's going to be bad. 10 being it could be the most impactful thing you do for your business. Where does starting a podcast land? C, confidence. How confident on a scale from 1 to 10 are you that you can execute and make this work? 1 being zero confidence, 10 being I am certain. E, effort. How easy is it going to be for you to start and sustain a podcast on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being it's the hardest thing I've ever done. I don't have any of the resources or the knowledge. 10 being I could do it yesterday with my eyes closed. Then you'll score all of your options and choose the one with the highest score to start with. And it doesn't mean throwing away the other options. It just means you're able to sequence out priorities in a really simple and logical way instead of letting your emotions come up and kind of cloud your judgment.
Wow. Yeah. Now, I really like that because you just simplified something that overwhelms so many people in a matter of minutes. So that is awesome piece of information there. Thank you for sharing that. Now, again, when it comes to marketing, people are saying that you got to make sure you get your messaging right. You got to get your languaging right. And I guess this is another skill or a stepping stone that people stumble over because they're kind of going, oh my goodness, I've got to write that email. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it. What words do I use, And when you step into the marketing world, the very first thing you get told is whatever you got taught in school, forget about it. That's not how it works in marketing, right? And so again, it's creating that other habit that we've known for many years and grown up with it and using a different strategy altogether. So if you haven't got a background in copywriting, in languaging, what is the first steps to kind of learning all of that? And do we need to learn that, or should we just rely on other people to do it?
There's something to doing it yourself at the beginning of your marketing or your business journey, because when you get in and you start trying things, I don't know if you've ever read the E-Myth, phenomenal book, highly recommend it to most people. But one of the things you need to do is try stuff to see what works, what doesn't work, whether or not it's something that you enjoy. And then also when you go to outsource it, you're going to have a better level of understanding of what you need. If you have never tried copywriting, if you have never even looked at it, it's going to be really hard for you to hire a great copywriter because you don't know what to look for. You don't know the needs of your business. So I do think it's important for all of us to give it a shot here and there. But when it comes to copywriting, there are 2 things you need to know. The first is it has nothing to do with you. Take the eyes out of all of your messaging. Everything you write has to be related to your customer. And you need to know them better than you know yourself. That often means taking time to interview past or present clients, interview prospects, and really understand not just the business needs or whatever the problem that you solve, but their lives. What's relevant to them, what's important to them, their values, where they spend their time, how their day-to-day looks like. All of those pieces come together and make it easier to communicate with someone. You have relevant ground to talk about. And so building relationships isn't just about solving problems, it's about building trust. and likability. And that happens when you can relate to other people. So you have to know your customer, number one, and you have to make all of your messaging about your customer. That's step one. Step two, less is more. Most of the time, we overwrite and overcommunicate our ideas. We don't lose them because they don't care. We lose them because we over talk. We give too much. We, as business owners, have what we call the curse of knowledge. We assume that everyone knows as much as we do. The customer understands all of these jargony words that I'm using. That's not the case. We need to simplify. And so what you would normally write in an email, try to write it in 3 sentences. If you can do that, you will make yourself a phenomenal copywriter. And that's one of the practices that I used when I was first getting into copywriting, was taking a blog post and shrinking it down and shrinking it down and shrinking it down. And if I could take an entire blog post and summarize it in about 3 sentences, I knew the material, I was clear, and I could sell it. And that is a great practice that you can take in your business. Say less, but say it better.
Yeah, I like that. Oh my goodness. So, I mean, if you are stepping into the copywriting world, and as a business owner, I guess we should all be doing that for the sake of our businesses. I mean, doesn't that take a number of years to learn? And
It
shouldn't we
can.
really be focusing on learning that skill when really we should be getting sales? How does that work?
Well, words sell is my response. It's not your design. It's not your beautiful attire, although those will help people like you and maybe think you're cool. Words are the things that people buy, right? It's the words that we speak and the words that we read that sell. And there is nothing more powerful than being an exceptional communicator as a business owner. The better you get at writing, at speaking about your value proposition, the more you'll sell and the more you'll influence as well.
Definitely, most definitely. Now, there's something that you said earlier that I want to kind of take a couple of steps back on. You said it's important for us to build relationships. And I'm just curious, and I think listeners here are probably thinking, but how do you do that in writing? It's easy when you're talking to people, but what about text?
You know, it's funny. I am a bit of a romantic, I'll say, and I've read a lot of beautiful romance novels, and I can tell you pen pals and writing love letters were a great way to build relationships, right? We didn't have text and phone, and we weren't always close contact with the people we loved or the people we were trying to get to know. So we have been writing to the people we care about for centuries.
Do you know what? I love that. So it's really not looking at what the new things are out there and getting ahead on those, but it's really taking a step back, like you said earlier, and looking at the old type of marketing that has been around for years, that people have been doing, that still work today, and really kind of honing down on those skills and getting grips to that.
Yes, absolutely. If you're a terrible writer, social media is going to be hard for you. If you're a terrible copywriter, writing emails is going to be hard for you. Creating TikToks is going to be hard for you. The better you are at writing and communicating, it's going to translate into every other medium that you communicate. And so, yes, I am a bit old fashioned when it comes to marketing. I find the shiny object syndrome, that's the second biggest problem that new business owners face, or business owners in general face. There are so many distractions, so many
Oh,
cool new tools. Yeah.
and they're
And so
coming out every day.
every minute there's new apps and solutions and tools and tech and things that will just, kill your bank account, but also kill your focus. And so we need to stop worrying about keeping up with the Joneses and start worrying about staying in touch with our customers in the most effective way possible. And most of the time, those are the simplest ways. Direct communication, conversations, phone calls are not outdated. Phone calls still work really well. And same with emails.
Okay, so what would you say to that person that says, I really don't have time to speak to a bunch of people every day on phone, on Zoom, and networking. I don't have the time to do that. I need to make sure that I work on my business. So, what would you say to that person? Because again, this is something I hear all the time.
Oh, I hear it on a daily basis too. And, I actually love that question because I think it gets to the heart of the true problem that the business owner is facing. And it's you're too busy working in your business to work on your business.
Right.
If you don't have time to build the relationships and communicate with potential buyers, to do the things that are going to grow your business, you're probably spending too much time sustaining your business. And so that means you're at this pivotal, critical moment where you need to start getting help and prioritizing your time.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Oh my goodness. Now, is there anything that you think that people need to do right now in their business to get them to the next milestone that I guess we haven't covered so far?
I think the biggest mistake or misstep in terms of marketing today is people have forgotten email. People
Oh,
have forgotten the value of sending an email. And if you run a small business and you are not regularly emailing your list or growing a list, you are missing out. Email is one of the best return on investments in terms of your marketing. It goes direct to your consumer's inbox. There is no algorithm to fight. There are no other distractions. You have their attention, and you can even customize it to have their name on it. And
right.
if you're not doing that regularly, you're going to be forgotten.
Oh
There
my
are too many people on social media. That's it.
Oh wow. Okay, so now you've brought up email marketing. I've got to ask you because a lot of people are like, people don't read anymore. They just want to watch videos on social media. But what you're saying is that's not true. People do read their emails.
Absolutely. Email is still, how many emails are sent on a day? There's billions of emails sent every single day. And if you are using your experience as an excuse not to do work, that's on you. I hear it from many business owners. Okay, I don't read emails, so my customers must not. I don't like getting marketing emails, so my customers must not. But I'll tell you, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Marketing emails work. They deliver incredible return on investment. People do open and read them, and people care.
Yes, they do. They do. I mean, I'm all about email marketing and sending newsletters out. I'm forever doing that. But then you see, I guess people are looking for that instant gratification,
Mhm.
right? And with email marketing and building relationships and networking, it takes a long time to build that know, like, and trust that you already mentioned.
Yeah.
And so I guess people just need to get over it, right? It's going to take a long time to build that, but you got to start somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you that I hear this all the time as well. And the response I always give is there's a difference between a one-time sale and a lifetime customer.
Right.
Are you looking for that instant gratification, that one-time impulse buy, the person who's probably not going to come back, who's not going to become a raving fan, who's not going to tell their friends about your business? If that's the case, then you're in a fast money game, and I'm probably not the best person to serve you. But if you're in the business of serving your customers over the long term, of having them want to come back time and time again and spend more, then you have to build those relationships, and those relationships will scale and grow your business. That is ultimately what's going to do it.
Yes, and you know what? I totally agree because they are going to be your raving fans. They're going to keep coming back, and they're going to be referring people in from their network to you, which means more clients.
Yes.
Then, on the
Yes.
other hand, I have a group of people. There are a group of people out there that are saying, well, if they have to keep coming back to you and spending money with you, then you're not doing your job.
I love that. I think that's a really funny perspective on the world. Because if you look at yourself, there are certain brands that you stick with because like, and trust them. How many iPhones have you owned in your lifetime?
Okay, so I'm a newbie at iPhones. I just got I was an
How,
Android person,
how
but
many Android phones did you own?
many. But
Yes.
my number one brand is Dyson. I've got like the hair dryer, the straightener, the Hoovers, like everything.
Same. And I think a customer wanting to come back and spend more money on you isn't that you didn't do your job. It's that you did your job exceptionally well and they see potential for you to help them more. And that's just a mindset shift. That's an old school mindset shift that needs to happen for many business owners. It's a fear-based mindset
Right.
instead of I built a strong relationship and I know I can keep helping people. That's
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, because as you grow, your business is going to grow. You're going to develop and include more things into your program, and that's just going to happen instinctively. And as you grow, more information out there, technology grows. It just keeps on going. And so you don't want to just stop. You don't want to just kind of stick to one thing. You want to be able to give more information, improve on little things, tweak on marketing, tweak on languaging, learn new skills, and be able to bring more and more and more value to your clients.
Yeah, your clients' problems don't immediately stop the moment they buy your product, right? Our lives change and evolve. And what's the saying? More money, more problems. So
Oh,
we evolve and our problems get bigger, right? And so we need
Nikki,
to be as a business.
I didn't know you listened to rap.
I have my moments. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I'm a huge Eminem fan, but anyways, the problems of your customers are going to evolve, and you as a business are in the business of evolving with your customers. That's it. And so you might solve one problem here, but what happens when a new problem comes up? You want to be ready to solve that too, if possible. Or make sure that as new technology comes out, you can evolve and solve it better and faster and more automated. People love having options, and it's not a matter of being greedy. It's not a matter of not doing your job. It's a matter of serving your customers in the best way you can whenever they need you.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh my goodness. Now, before we wrap things up, do you have any last words for our listeners today?
I think if you take anything from this podcast, it's the more mentality is not serving you in your business.
Right.
You can do less. You can focus on one thing and do it exceptionally well and scale your business that way. You don't have to be everything to everyone. So when you look at your to-do list in the morning, before you start your day, grab a highlighter and highlight the one most important thing you could do that makes everything else easier or unnecessary. Do that first. And if you do that, if you start every day like that, you will change your life and your business.
Oh, fantastic. Oh my goodness. Now, guys, I know you're probably thinking right now, how do I get in contact with Mickey? I need to speak to her right now. So, Mickey, please tell our listeners where they can go and reach out to you.
Yeah, you can find me on my website at heymickeyanderson.com. Like the song, you won't forget it. You can contact me there. You can book a free 30-minute consultation as well if you're interested in learning about marketing, about looking at your own business and seeing where you can identify problems or solve problems there. Feel free to book. It's a no pitch call. I'm here to serve. There's also a ton of free resources there, including my content planning playbook, which I highly recommend everyone snag. It's a playbook that helps you identify the only six pieces of content you need to create so you can create less content and convert more prospects. It helps walk your customers through the stages of customer awareness so that by the time they get to the point of sale, they know everything they need to. So snag that. It's for free on my homepage. You can get it there and make less content, convert more prospects.
Oh, fantastic. Guys, I urge you to go contact Mickey. Get that playbook. Oh my goodness, she's simplifying everything. 6 pieces of content and that's it. You can get clients. Go ahead and get that now. Thank you so much, Mickey, for coming on the show. It was awesome to have you here. So many golden nuggets.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to Make Your Mark podcast at www.makeyourmarkpodcast.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get this and every other episode that comes out. We have lots of great stuff coming, so make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And thank you in advance for all the reviews and comments. I appreciate it so much, and I look forward to serving you in next week's episode.